Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kadash, and the Heavenly Father. True name is Yahweh, and his unbegotten Son, Bahashem, in the name of Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai. Those are the true names in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, the Lashon, the Holy Tongue. And I say Barak Abam to the elders and apostles, Wa'akim, Wa'akwaf, and I say Shalom. And this is a sit down lesson of the World War Three. Yeah, World War Three news updates as of June the 27th, 2026 on this Saturday. And this is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near and let them come up. Right, and that's what we're seeing as the United States did some more strikes on Iran, and Iran did more strikes on them. Yep, it says Trump threatens to destroy Iran as conducting new strikes. The CENTCOM said the operation came in response to a drone attack on a ship in the Strait of Hormuz. It says the U.S. conducted strikes in Iran for the second consecutive day on Saturday in response to the attacks on commercial vessels and attempting to transit the Strait of Hormuz. The resumptions of open hostilities is testing the primary preliminary peace agreement and two countries signed on June the 17th. The Iranian state news agencies, the IRIB, reported that strikes and explosions in Qusam Island and in the southern cities of Shurik and Bendir Letjik. If I pronounce those right. It says the U.S. Central Commander of CENTCOM says American forces target Iranian military surveillance infrastructures and communication systems, air defense sites, drones, storage facilities, and mine layers and capabilities. The strikes came in response to a drone attack on the Panamanian flag oil tanker Kerlia Kuf earlier that day, CENTCOM had said. It says U.S. President Donald Trump accused Iran of violating the ceasefire. I believe Iran accused the United States of violating the ceasefire as well, too. It says there may become a point when we are no longer able to reasonable and will be forced to militarily complete the job that we very successfully started. If this happens, the Islamic Republic of Iran will no longer exist, he wrote on True Social. Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps, the IRGC, warned that any enemy aggression will be met with a crushing response shortly afterwards. Bahrain and Kuwait says their air defense was intercepting incoming projectiles. It says Iran media describes the strikes as a breach of the Memorandum and understanding of the MOU signed last week. It says a response to the violation of any cause of memorandum will be shift and crushing. Masoud Rezadi, an advisor of Iran's Supreme Leader Mojtaba Kamali, wrote on X. It says the U.S. and Iran has offered conflicted interpretations of the MOU in recent days. Tehran has insisted that ships sailing through the strategic Strait of Hormuz must pay fees and only designated routes. The U.S. has said that Iran should provide unimpeded access to the waterways. Iran has also demanded that Israel withdraw its troops from southern Lebanon. Israel and Lebanese government had signed a broker agreement that would see gradual withdrawal from Israeli forces pending Hezbollah's disarmament. Why? So that Hezbollah disarmament, that's not going to happen. It says the pro-Palestinian group has rejected the deal, said it gives Israel freedom to act in Lebanon and refused to lay down their arms. So, tensions over there in Lebanon and Israel are still going to continue to heat up. So it doesn't matter if they basically signed that deal between Lebanese government from Lebanon and from IDF. So it doesn't matter if they did sign that deal. So you got the side of Israel Defense Force still want to have the tensions against Hezbollah. So that lets you know you're still going to have tensions between Hezbollah army and the Israel Defense Force armies between the borders of Lebanon and Israel. And then you still going to have tensions between Iran and Israel. And then you still have tensions between Iran and the United States. So these wars or rumors of wars are definitely heating up on a day-to-day basis. Some check out the time of Israel. It says the time of Israel. This was updated 18 minutes ago. It says U.S. launches fresh strikes on Tehran. Tehran had a chance to honor the ceasefire, but elected not to. It says Trump says strikes target missiles and drones. Storage sites, warns U.S. may be forced to military complete the job in Iran. Kuwait and Bahrain hit with new missiles and drones attacks. This was updated 31 minutes ago. The Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps performed launches attack on U.S. military sites in Kuwait and Bahrain. 42 minutes ago, it says Kuwait, Bahrain hit with new missiles and drone attacks after U.S. strikes on Iran. 2 hours ago, Trump warns U.S. may be forced to military complete the job in Iran after new attacks. It says, verse 3 hours ago, U.S. defense official tells me the latest strikes on Iran are complete. So yeah, these wars and rumors of wars are definitely heating up, like I mentioned again. So I'm gonna check out Al Jazeera, checking out the live updates with these freshman strikes on Iran and the freshman strikes on the United States. It says breaking air raid sirens in Bahrain and Kuwait. U.S. bombs Iran again over Hormuz attacks. It says residents in Tehran fear return to conflict as a U.S.-Iran confrontation. 25 minutes ago, Iran says U.S. is violating MOU and tries to set a different quarter than the spread of Hormuz. It says 29 minutes ago, it says U.S. military says it conducted 10 strikes on 10 Iranian military targets. Hezbollah. It says Hezbollah rejects Israel-Lebanon agreement and the Israeli attacks hit south. It says U.S. launched a second night of strikes on Iran after ship hit by drones. Yep, wars and rumors of wars. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Right, that's what we hear, wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must first come to pass, but the end is not yet. So it's going to come to pass, but not going to end just yet. This is Matthew 24 and verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. Right, we said Elam versus Esau. Matthew 24 verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. Right, and we saying kingdom against kingdom. Moderate ruler against moderate ruler, like it says in the book of Jeremiah 51 verse 46. So Iran versus the United States, that's heating back up once again over there at the Battle of Strait of Hormuz. And then tensions are heating up between Lebanon, Hezbollah versus the Defense Force. So I won't be surprised the Houthi rebels. Now these recent strikes come under attack once again. So I won't be surprised the Houthi rebels target ships over there in the Mediterranean Sea and over there in the Red Sea as well too. And then they continue to target the Israel Defense Force. It says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom," which goes to ethnos. "And there shall be famines and pestilence, earthquakes in diverse places," right along with it. This is Luke 21, verse 25. It says, "There shall be signs in the sun and the moon and the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations will perplexity rage one." Right, so we see in the nations are in perplexity increasingly now, so more than ever. Ecclesiasticus 3 and verse 1, "To everything there is a season and a time of every purpose in heaven." Right, so we're in these modern day times and seasons, every purpose of heaven, which is modern day biblical signs of times, and especially with these nuclear wars that we see heating up. So we're in those modern day times and seasons. This is a verse, go down a couple of verses. Ecclesiasticus 3 and verse 8, and it reads the Holy Scriptures. It says, "In that time to love, and a time of HATE, and a time of war and time of peace." So we're still living a time of war, and we still living a time of HATE. So these war, evil, and a pestilence that's taking place in our world today, especially these nuclear wars heating back up once again. And this is Luke 21 and verse 10, right? Things to come. "Then say he unto them, Nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom." Right, so we're seeing that increasing by the day, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom, especially Iran versus Israel and the Houthi rebels. I mean, the Hezbollah pro-Iranian groups still going against the Israel Defense Force. This is Revelations 11 verse 14. It says, "The second will pass, behold, the third will come quickly." Right, so the second will pass, behold, the third will come quickly. So with that, hopefully this sit down lesson was edifying, as we see once again the rising tensions between Iran and Israel, and Iran and the United States, as we see in the Strait of Hormuz heating up once again. So with that, this is a sit down lesson of the World War III news updates as of June the 27th, 2026, on this Saturday night. So with that, I would like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Warkar Kadash, and the Heavenly Father. True name is Yahweh, in His only begotten Son, Bahashem, in the name of Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai. Those are the true names in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, Rosh Hashanah, the Holy Tongue. And I say Barakathon to the elders and apostles, Akim, Aqua, until next time, I will say Kol Yasharala, and the Ball, Shalom.